Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for CTN's Game of the Week. As you can see, we are at Ann Arbor Pioneer for men's hoops, starting off our slate this year. They're taking on the River Rats, and next to me is a man who bleeds Hunter Green and Vegas Gold, but that doesn't stop him from calling things right down the middle. Kevin Bryant, I'm Nick Wisniewski. This is Kevin Bryant. Kevin, tell us what we're in for tonight.
Well, we're trying to stop people from walking in between our shot, but that is really impossible because we're at Pioneer. And see, since I'm a Huron guy, that would never happen over at the Riverdome. The River Rats coming in ranked top 10 in the state, new coach, but this coach comes from lineage. He does the Huron way. Mo was on the first team that Coach Samaha brought in 2003. We're going to see the same style of play from the River Rats, but what Coach Marion is bringing in, a lot of seniors and a new style of play. He's trying to get 4 quarters of play out of his squad tonight, Nick.
Absolutely, and don't let Pioneer's record fool you. They're only 4-5 compared to the 8-0 for Huron, but Pioneers are playing a lot of close games. Their point differential is dangerously close. They're going to give the River Rats everything they can handle tonight, and we'll have tip-off here in a moment. And here we go, Kevin, with tip.
Yeah, now.
Won by the River Rats.
I'm excited, Nick. I want to see
this. Dumbuya. That's going to take me a few times, but it's a sweet name once you get into it.
Well, I mean, we start off usually in any broadcast of these two teams by looking at the shoe game. And the shoe game right now is going to be won by the Huron River Rats. I like their shoes.
You're not wrong. If the lights go out at any point, we'll be able to see most of your River Rats with no problem, just judging on those shoes.
That's a big shout out to the old Pioneer alum Drew Lauder, who used to change his shoes at halftime.
That's the first foul on the River Rats, on Dumbuya. Here we'll get our first look at the Pioneers, their offense. Pulled away by TJ Belt. Corner 3. That's
Keeper spotted up deep in the corner. Easiest spot to hit a three-pointer. In the high school range, though, it's still going to be 19 feet all the way around the arc.
Right, you are, Kevin. But as things have just changed so much with this game, it really is about spacing things out.
And it's the Huron defense that shows up. And like you were saying, Nick, they go deep on their bench. So they don't mind being aggressive and maybe even getting into foul trouble.
No, their big thing so far this year is they want to be 10 deep. They want to get even farther than 10 deep. You're going to see lots of switches. They don't require just 5 or 6 guys. They can go. They're going to play their bench. It's Mac Moore, the sophomore captain for the River Rats. Known as a slasher, he's a conductor. He's good to go to the hoop just like that. Can Contested shot, though, rebounded by Freisler and then sent up. Quick pace by the Pioneers. Shot up off the front rim. So far, we've got a pretty quick pace going, Kevin, which is, I think, probably to the advantage of the home squad. Hopefully, probably pulling a little bit of energy off of this home crowd.
Yeah, and actually to wake them up, because that's what you need when you're playing at home. Last year, both games, Huron actually, they were on the ropes when they were in their house. Pioneer actually, when Huron River Rats came over here last year, it wasn't a close game at all, 62-37.
Both of these squads are known for playing tough man-to-man defense, and that's going to play well for a guy like Mac Moore right there, taking his man to the rack and going up strong left-handed.
Yeah, that was a nice play there by Moore, keeping the ball away from the bigger Freisteller, who could have came over and hit that block.
The Rats playing that tough man-to-man also. I've been told that they've kind of stayed away from those old full-court press days. They'll still implement it every once in a while, but it's as more of a tool than something they go to and make a game-long situation out of.
And the senior Uhas gets the Pioneers on the board. Good drive, soft touch.
River Rats working the ball around, trying to find something open right there. Popping three from Jaden Kiefer, no good.
Boy, Kiefer did not wait too long on that shot, catch and shoot.
No, that seems to be his MO. 3.5 minutes in, he's had a couple of those shots, a couple of those looks.
You can see that spin and really keeping the ball away from the River Rat defender there, Bell. Good job on the finish for Uhas.
Inbounds play here along the baseline, sends it up.
Now Tyler Matinda, he just tried to get the ball into him. He's one to watch. He can really put the ball in the basket. And that's just what I'm talking about, Nick.
Strong defense by the Pioneers, and then they come down and lay it in. Easy bucket in transition. Right now the Pioneers are playing really strong off the transition.
Yeah, Matinda comes in off of the bench and goes right to the rack on that break. Good finish as well. That's what the Pioneers need.
Durant's working it down into the corner. You'll see a lot of them trying to slash, get into the paint. They're going to score a lot of paint points. There's Mac Moore one more time. Just a really athletic kid, has no problem going into the lane, getting into the paint, and can make things happen down there.
Yeah, Moore is strong, too, when he goes to the basket. Here he is on the transition. Head always up. Wow, dropping people and breaking ankles, too, Nick.
Sending it around perimeter. Those Pioneers out hard on defense. Offensive foul on Braylon Dickerson.
Wow, that was kind of odd call there. Maybe he dipped his shoulder in to get that foul.
I think that's what they're going to say.
Yeah, because it really looked like the defender was moving.
Here we see that last
block. Freisteller. Man. And then the finish on the other end, right? Pioneers really are moving the ball around well, getting that Huron defense to shift side to side. Oh, the kiss of death by the announcer.
I think that both squads are still trying to feel each other out, but yeah, you're right on. That was an amazing jinx there. Here you've got Moore coming up top, looking for his man down low. Nice double pump. Couldn't finish though. Offensive board by Justin Latham, senior Justin Latham.
Yeah, Justin Latham is all legs, the 6'6" junior.
And lots of up-down in this matchup so far. It's not ugly though, Kevin. It's not bad game. It's just really strong defense, and everybody's out there flying around with their hair on fire.
Yeah, the rhythm hasn't gotten in. Everybody is still kind of in the warm-up lane, warm-up line. You know, they haven't gotten any kind of crisp, good looks at the basket. It doesn't even look like a lot of people are got a good lather of sweat going on. You see a lot of ashy kneecaps out there right now.
Yeah, I spoke to both coaches before the game. They both discussed that the first 3-4 minutes were going to be a real tone setter for this one. Things won't be won or lost in these first 3 or 4 minutes, but you can definitely get a feel for where this game will be going here early on. And we're almost done with this first quarter with 1:50 to go, and the River Rats up 9-4 currently.
And that last rebound attempt there, you saw 2 River Rats just look at the ball and don't even react. That's gave Pioneer that extra possession where Feisteller can, you know, hit a big 3. Rats trying to, Moore is just bully ball.
That was a great play by Moore. Goes in, dips his shoulder down a little bit, draws contact, but goes up strong finish. And right now I think what we might be seeing from Moore is him establishing, hey, I can go in here and do this. By next quarter, we're going to see him starting to kick it out. We're going to see those players come in and help on him, and then he'll be finding those guys around the perimeter to go out and hit those major threes.
And you see the aggressiveness even on the defensive end. It carries over from the offensive end. When you see that ball go in a couple times, you feel good about yourself. Now look at this kind home bounce rim right there, right?
Get that front bounce, Freisler. Freisler knows exactly where to hit that guy. And we've got Caleb Brown popping in for the River Rats.
Nice movement again by the Pioneers.
Nice
Tough shot, good
shot.
defense by Moore, stepping up and with that block. Is there anything the guy can't do?
Well, I mean, Sampat had a great idea to go into that, but just going up against Moore, oh, there is nothing that Moore can't do. Big stop three-pointer right there.
Moore is outscoring the Pioneers now. He has 9 in this first quarter.
Only 28 seconds here to play in this first quarter. That is an exclamation point if that's their last possession.
Oh, that's a little travel. Hit pulled the chair from up under him. Good defense there from Latham.
Here we see this last play by Moore. He sees just a quick opening, step back, complete confidence in what he wants to do, and he's excited. He's telling his crowd, hey, man, get into this.
Yeah, Mutinda's got to really challenge Moore on that shot. Looks like he's going to take it down to the last shot now of this first quarter.
You see Moore, no fear throwing that guy up.
I don't like that shot, though. No passing, and you just hoisting it up.
And now after 1 quarter down, 1 quarter in the books, Huron River Rats 14, the Pioneers 7. Stick around. We will be right back with second quarter action.
Ann Arbor residents can compost in the city-provided carts throughout the winter.
Winter composting is being offered again this year, the first full week of each month, January through March. This is the weeks of January 2nd, February 6th, and March 6th.
Composting in the cold comes with its own set of challenges.
With winter compost, we're primarily dealing with food waste. So that means your various food scraps, if you can squeeze the liquid out of them or make sure to let the liquid drain before putting them in the cart. So if everybody in Ann Arbor were to start being able to take advantage of the composting program, not only would you remove one of the sources of methane, but you would be creating a usable product, because all that food waste goes into our compost program, which gets turned into material that people can use in their yards for their gardens and their plants in their yards.
And welcome back, everybody. As you can see, this will be the start of the second quarter here at Pie High. River Rats are off and running with a 14-7 start. Right now, the story, Kevin Bryant, Mac Moore, right from the jump, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was way too much Mac Moore for the Pioneers tasting. The young man was on the offensive, defensive end, offensively dropping in 9 points, a couple blocks on, and a steal on the defensive end. He is what, for the River Rats, he is the engine.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody knows it. Their coaches have talked about it. He's the captain. He's the point guard. He's referred to as the conductor. He's the engine that makes us run. Just all things that Coach Casham mentioned to me and ways to describe him. And we're seeing it.
I don't want to gloss over the fact of a sophomore being a captain. That's not normal.
No, and that also, I mean, it speaks to your talent level, but it also speaks to the respect that you're getting in that room. He's just a good kid, and these players want to follow him. You see Coach Marion there on the sideline. Coach Marion's 6th season as the head coach of the Pioneers.
And Debaya with his second foul that takes him to the bench. That was a moving screen there. He's got to set himself and allow the offensive man dribbling the ball to come to him. And finally, we get some action out of the Pioneers student section. They've been up there just watching the game.
Carson Strauss with a nice finger roll in there. Another one of the Pioneers' long players. Like, if you take a look at these kids, they've got a lot of length.
Yeah, I mean, all of them are matching up well as far as just on the eyeball test, but it just seems like Huron, they have an extra gear just like that. Moore is driving, and that's a tough call there because he really didn't have the ball. I want to see a replay on that because it looked like the ball was slapped out of his hand, and you got to have a place to land.
You're not wrong, but we'll see with this on the replay. They feel like Moore kind of went in.
And it really even looked like the Pioneer defender took a little slide step to the left there, Christian, to get that foul. Good job on his part.
Yeah, he may not have been set, but that's also one of the downfalls of being the bigger, stronger kid. You go up and knock somebody over, then you're looking like the bad guy at that point.
Well, that's smart coaching as well, too, Nick, because, I mean, that had to come from the bench that, hey, get in front of this guy more. He's going right to the rack.
Right, you are. High arcing shot there for Juhas.
That was a nice rebound there. See those quick hands by Moore. Another steal on the defensive end, Nick.
Moore having no problem pushing it up to his teammates.
There's Dickerson.
Issa in the corner.
Nice drop. And you knew that was coming.
And a big dunk, Antonio Christian.
The timeout dunk. Was that a timeout dunk? Did that lead to a timeout? Because that brought down the house. Oh, they called the tech for slapping the backboard?
Can't do it. Cannot do it.
Let's see where the tech, because they said it was on Justin Latham, the dunker. And did he slap the backboard? Did he show off a little? Did he say this is whose house? Did he say I'm up here and y'all down there? I mean, there was a lot going on that to get the tech.
Yeah, take your pick. Take your pick why Miles Powell right now is at the line.
I don't know if I don't mind that if I'm the Huron coach, Kassam, because, you know, it really got his team going, got the whole bench up as well, too. And you only gave up one free throw.
Yeah, Latham's a junior, and he wants to get his team pumped up. He wants to keep everybody's energy up. Coach Casham there, first-year head coach Casham, I don't think he's super excited about that because he's always going to be telling his kids, don't fall into the trap of letting your emotions or your energy rule you. Play with your heads.
And it's hard for him, right? Because he's a former player, former assistant coach. He knows this rivalry better than all of the players on the floor. So I'm sure there's been a time or two where he's lost his temper when you're going against the crosstown rival.
Oh, he'll be the first one to mention it. But he's on the sideline. He's telling the kids, do as I say, not as I do, maybe.
Yeah, regular old parent.
No, Casham is great. He's been an assistant varsity coach since 2010. He was the JV coach for 8 seasons. He knows what he's doing, and he knows where to gauge himself and his emotions for this.
And I like that timeout, too, because he saw how Huron's their offense was stagnated there at that time. Dickerson looked like he was about to do something, one of those and one moves, a little bit too much dribbling, a lot of moves, and maybe a bad shot. Call a timeout. Let's get a set play in because we don't want this Pioneer team to get any kind of momentum with a stop.
Well, and then the momentum is shifting slightly to Pioneers. You can see Huron's lead is dwindling, 16-10 now.
Still want those Pioneer fans to step up and help out the squad. I mean, it's a whiteout, and it sounds like it's a quiet out. Is it the library today?
Maybe it's just going to take a minute to get into it. It's my understanding that this is finals week here in Ann Arbor High School.
They're tired.
So, maybe.
Oh, poor kids. Maybe they need a winter break.
Maybe they need a minute for the lattes to kick in.
Yeah, because, they don't study a lot. I'm an old guy.
I know. I need a minute for my latte to kick in.
Now all they do is take Christmas breaks, holiday breaks, and
here you can see Coach Marion pleading his case about something. Always good to be in the referee's ear.
Well, I mean, that's a local guy. He grew up in Saline. He coached at Eastern Michigan. I mean, he's been on the bench for Pioneer for 6 years. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you'll see both of these guys, both of these coaches are professionals. They know what they're doing. They know how to politic correctly with the referees.
Looks like Christensen's going to get a foul on that call, the senior forward. And that's one of the things that Coach Marion mentioned to me that he was going to be doing is playing Christensen as well as Freisteller together. Getting more height out there.
And Mac Moore back in.
Kiefer.
Right before Jackson Kiefer banks that shot in.
Man, he broke an ankle on that one, Nick. Strong
really
move.
Slick play by Antonio Christian there. Great job going up underneath, using his body to get up and around that to lay that shot in. And only a 6-point lead for the Rats.
Yeah, and the Rats do have size, but they don't have a dominant inside post player. So all of the guys are about 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", but they're interchangeable, but you don't have anybody that's manning the post.
Well, and I feel like the Rats, their guys all have more mass to them as well. They just look built strong, built square, exactly what you want. And quick hands too, as you can see there.
And more
with
with another
coming
skill.
Up, draws the body, blocked from behind.
I looked at was Uhas coming in from behind, I believe, on that block.
And they're going to say that one was out on Mac Moore.
Is this Uhas 35 coming in from the back?
Surely is.
Might been him, but double block.
Yep.
On the play, though, before that, Strauss has got to catch the ball and not put it on the deck. The Huron players are going in and poking at it. Turn, keep the ball high, maybe even shoot a 10-footer where you're not shooting a layup.
Right, you are. And we've seen more than once now one of those players for Pioneer go down low, try to put it on the floor, like you said, and then just those quick hands just down there poking it away.
And I wish somebody – I think somebody stole Justin Latham's shorts because he's out here in extra shorts, and it looks just weird down low. I think he's playing in the JV shorts.
He's more aerodynamic that way. We're a long way from those Fab 5 days.
Oh, wow. Look at Moore.
Moore tenaciously gets his own rebound, sends it back up before Latham gets that one out by the top of the key. Long shot in and out by Braylon Dickerson, finally rebounded, taken down by the Pioneers, and them continuing their job of doing quick plays in transition.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on that pass from Sopa, but good idea. If you can get bucking in the transitions, that's what you need to do for the Pioneers before the Huron can set up that pressure defense in the half court.
Yeah, and Sampa knew that Christian's going. You've seen Christian breaking quick off of every time.
Kiefer again. He's got a nice touch. I like his shot.
He definitely has things metered down low from that corner. He knows where the perimeter is, and they're finding him. And like you said, he's just got a really nice stroke out there right now. He's feeling it.
Looks like Huron's going in, sort of like a matchup zone. Got a couple people sitting inside the paint. And good move there by Freisteller.
And here we can go back and see that last three.
That was NBA range, too.
Deep.
I mean,
deep. Freisler hits the first one.
Uhas comes back in for the Pioneers.
There you can see Freisler going up strong, draws the foul there. This is what got him to the line, getting these two shots. Hits them both and gets his squad to within 7 points.
And the Pioneers are just hanging around. You know, it's every time the Rats put together a couple good possessions, comes the Pioneers.
And that's what you want to do as the underdog. I'm kind of using underdog in quotes. Oh.
And that's going to be a charge there. And that one I agree with. It looked like Moore took the ball a little bit too deep and before he released the pass. And that's going to be his second foul. So he may have to come off, and that's going to be a big loss for the Rats right now.
And immediately he pulls with the hands up, right?
Well, that's the international sign of I did it.
When you pull up and you
you put your hands up and say, no, it wasn't me. Yeah,
Yes.
you're calling attention to what you just did, son. Turn around and get upset.
And as you called it, he is sent to the bench currently, and Braylon Dickerson back in for him. See Sampa working around to Freisler. Pioneer with that high motion
looked
offense
like a travel
right now.
they missed. Oh, tough shot. Come on, that's a force. Good defense by the Rats.
Great defense by the River Rats there. Their man is looking very strong.
That's a big carry. This is what I was waiting to see, how the River Rats will respond with Moore, how they will respond on the offensive end. First time down, they turn it over. Good timeout for the Rats to regroup, even though it was called by the Pioneers.
And I think you're onto something, because here you can probably see Coach Mo Cashman saying the exact same thing. Hey, slow down.
Yeah.
Hey, take a breath. This is how our offense is going to work. This is what we have to do. It's not one person. You want to go for that extra pass. Get open.
And now with the Pioneers taking possession, this is where the River Rats may want to switch up their defense. A lot of times back in the day, the Rats will come out of a timeout either in a trapping style defense or even switching up to a zone. Let's see how new coach Kasem does now.
As advertised, TJ Bell playing way out on defense. A little bit more of a pressure possibly at the half court. Pioneer sticking with that high motion though.
Just straight up man really from the Rats. He wants the ball in there, Christensen. He has some size too. Good move.
Yeah, Christian has a really nice touch with that right hand. He's doing really nice. It's not necessarily a hook, but he's good at going up, bending his back a little bit, and just kissing that ball in.
Well,
Didn't get that one to fall.
And Latham is a little, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Latham. He stuck his knee out on that screen. Latham is very long, but he's not thick.
Right.
So Christian, he can bounce him off of the box. So Rats are picking up foul trouble. We said they're a deep squad, so that might be something they can absorb.
You think Latham might look a little thicker if he did have shorts that fit him properly?
It would.
Okay.
I mean, because the guy has some good size on the thighs, but, you know, when you got the extra short shorts on, you look a little bit skinny. Are they called skinny shorts?
If you want to call them that.
Oh, that's a hard screen there by Christian.
And that one was poked away by the Rats, so that's going to stay down here with the Pioneers.
And if I'm the Pioneers right now, I want to get to the line and try to get some baskets with the clock stopped. Huron is already in the bonus. 2 fouls away from the double bonus. Don't take any of these crazy outside shots. Get it inside and don't force it. That's a forced pass.
Well, I think initially really what they are trying to do is to get it down to Christian with all of that high motion up top. But as we've said, the River Rats defense is doing really well keeping up. And there haven't been any strong screens up top. Whether they've been trying to get set that way or they're just not even attempting it, it's really tough for them to find anything open in any meaningful way.
Well, and think about the defense of the Rats. Only 14 points, and we're a minute away from halftime.
And this is a squad that has routinely put up 70 points. They've put up 70 many times. Another foul on the floor.
And Sapa looked like he kind of rolled the offensive player trying to get the pass inside.
He reached. I mean,
Bell.
you know, when you've got your point guard down there, you're just going to have to try to muck things up and make sure one of the big guys doesn't get something easy.
And you can see the Rats, like you said, they're not in a hurry without Moore. not a lot of ball movement, too, without Moore out there. Everybody's standing around and watching Dickerson just dribble.
Well, Dickerson is trying to slash in there, but just really nice defense by the Pioneers, so they're not biting.
Yeah, it would help out, though, for the River Rats to have some motion, some movement. There wasn't even any cutting going on in that last possession.
Right, they made a lot of their points by getting one of the Kiefers down in those corners, and it's just not happening. Kiefer with the ball now just after that.
And now you're seeing some movement. That's a better set play for the Rats now, moving the ball around, making that Pioneer defense work.
But solid work by the Pioneers staying with their man. They've got just sticky tape man-to-man.
Under 15 now on the clock, so I mean now you got to start looking to get the ball inside if you're the Rats. Oh, that looked like a walk. Boy, what a horrible shot after all that passing. I can't think of a worse possession for the River Rats. They had the ball for like 40 seconds, and that's the shot you come up with? You gotta get something better than that.
They had the ISO that they wanted, they just couldn't make anything with it. And probably not the shot that was drawn up, but a really nice job by TJ Bell to get after that, slam it against the Pioneer player. Now at least they got a chance.
Well, you said we had a chance.
And that'll do it for the first half of action. An upbeat, quick first half of action. However, it's the Rats up 21-14 against the home team Pioneers. Stick around. We'll be back with second half action here on CTN's Game of the Week.
We want everyone in Ann Arbor to be safe, which is why Ann Arbor has a law requiring drivers to be 5 feet while passing bicyclists, pedestrians, or wheelchairs traveling on the road. Most traffic lanes within the city are at least 10 feet wide, so give half a lane width of space for safety's sake. This is a good way to measure how much space is required. And if it isn't safe to pass, don't. Be cautious, be patient, and most of all, be safe.
Veterans Memorial Park includes the Veterans Memorial Sports Complex, featuring an outdoor pool and indoor ice arena, lit baseball and softball diamonds, tennis courts, a 30,000 square foot skate park, meeting room, and a park shelter available to rent. The area was originally known as the Washtenaw County Farm Grounds. The park was given the name Veterans Memorial Park in 1955 in honor of veterans of the U.S. military and is commemorated by a memorial located at the southwest corner of the park. Volunteers play a large role in helping with maintenance and beautification at the park by removing litter, planting flowers, weeding, mulching, maintaining gardens, and helping to facilitate fun events at the ice rink. The Veterans Memorial Sports Complex includes a regulation-sized rink of 85 feet by 200 feet with spectator seating for 800. The facility's meeting room is available to the public to rent for birthday parties, holiday get-togethers, business meetings, and more. Outside, there are maintained paths, a seasonal sledding hill, and a ballot box located at the pool and ice arena parking lot. For more information, visit a2gov.org/parks.
Welcome back, everybody, to CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. We are here at Pioneer High School, where the Pioneers are taking on the River Rats, who are currently enjoying a 7-point lead, 21-14. Kevin Bryant, can you break down that first half for us?
Makari Moore. I mean, it was all Makari Moore for the River Rats. I mean, he's the real difference in the score on the scoreboard. And when he got into foul trouble and went to the bench, the Rats' offense and production went straight downhill. You know, talking with one of the legendary Huron coaches at halftime, Coach Harold Simons, he is thinking that Moore needs to actually maybe take some breaks in between all of these long spurts, and maybe that will develop another person out on the court that feels like taking over. But right now, everybody's eyes on the Huron team is on Moore when he's out there.
Well, I mean, that sounds awesome, but you don't want to take out your best dude for long stretches, right?
Not long stretches, but just the here and there moment to give, instead of a drop-off moment when he gets into foul trouble, because this is a long season and you want to progress with trying to grow your game.
Yep. I don't hate that. Here we saw in that last play the foul.
Was that on Kiefer?
That was. Jaden Kiefer with the foul.
And that's the thing where Miles Powell, he missed the free throw on the technical dunk too. These are things that you got to capitalize on when you're the, let's just say, lower-ranked team.
Powell is a senior. He's the one you probably want to send out there to the line. Somebody who's got a little bit more experience, can calm those nerves down a bit.
And just on that one, nothing but twine. Maybe the Pioneers will score more than 7 points this quarter. That's what they've been averaging the last two quarters.
That was a slick play underneath by Braylon Dickerson. And a really good play finding that cut along the baseline for him to finish there.
And who passed him the ball? Makari Moore.
Now we'll see if Pioneers can answer. Try to come out of halftime with a new game plan or just a little bit of a stronger offensive presence.
Well, they got the Rats into some foul trouble, but then after that, it seemed like the Pioneers abandoned the drives to the hole where they can get contact.
Yeah, the Pioneers did a really nice job of attacking, especially down low. But there were just some defensive miscues there by the Rats in that first half where they ended up with a few fouls.
Pioneer right now, it looks like they're looking for the best shot when they might want to settle for a good shot. Here on defense, it doesn't look like it's really extending itself, Nick. They're just, just shuffling their feet. Nobody's really coming out and pressuring the ball, and then I say that, and there comes Moore. 2
for 2 on the Jinxes. You're going to get that nickname attached
I
to you.
love it.
We can pull that one off my jersey here in a second. Great interior pass to Nate Freisler, but he couldn't finish. Draws a foul, though, and I mean, if this is how you're going to get your points, if this is how you're going to get back into it, that's just fine. Pioneer's going to take these points any way they can give them.
And that's twofold. You're getting to the line, and you're getting a River Rat in foul trouble, and that'll be the third foul, I believe, on Dumbayo.
I believe you're correct, and I believe he will be heading back to the bench. Antonio Christian and, Justin Latham in for Huron.
And that's what the Pioneers need to do right now. Get these guys in foul trouble, limit the line a little bit, and now you're seeing full court pressure.
A little bit of a different look for the Pioneers. See what River Rats can do. Kiefer with that long three doesn't go.
Great job there by Moore trying to keep it alive. Unfortunately, he had size 12s on when he needed size 11 and a half.
You love to see your point guard going up for those offensive rebounds.
He's everywhere, though, right?
And now the River Rats giving a little bit of a full court pressure.
Well, it looks like a little bit of a walk there.
Freisler in again, puts one on the pavement, sends it out. Long shot doesn't go.
It's going to be Christian on the push down low. I think that's going to be a second. That was a weird call from the outside referee calling that.
And it was after the three-point shot as well. Very, unique. It's a head scratcher, but here we are.
You mean a ref making us puzzled? Wow, go figure.
We do have some experienced officials out there. A couple of them have 20 years under their belt.
Wow, Moore. That was one of those and one dribbles where he just kept it alive, broke his man down, and got to the rack. I love how strong he is finishing as well, too.
And here we see that last foul after the three-point attempt, right down low. Yeah,
Boxing out?
I mean,
Boxing out.
and it really felt like.
And Huron got the ball, too, so it wasn't one of those things where the ref calls a foul because the Rats didn't get possession. That's just a bonehead call.
Well, and it's interesting. I mean, that is one of the things with soccer. Just throw it out to soccer. If momentum's going one way, they just don't make the call and move on. Whereas it can be a detrimental problem in basketball.
Now Moore's not doing something well, missing free throws. A little bit of body there, good finish there.
Really strong finish by Miles Powell. And this is what helped Pioneer in that first half. Those really strong transition plays. They get a rebound, maybe one dribble out to the outside, they take a look, and somebody for the Pioneers is always sprinting down court.
And right now, you almost want to go a box in one on Moore and keep somebody on him and then have some help defenders behind him. Dickerson with a nice floater there.
Really strong finish by Dickerson, really smooth. Even with a man in his face, just gets up real high and finishes nicely.
Yeah, he was floating, gliding. I like that move. Good steal there by Dickerson.
Dickerson, nice job on the break.
Great
Pump
defense
fake,
there.
Yep.
Sopa.
Chrysler goes into it. They're going to call blocking
You know why?
on Justin Latham.
Justin Latham, you got to take the charge, bro. You can't fall before the man gets to you and try to entice the charge.
And to me, that makes for a good no call. Chrysler leaned in a little bit. Latham, as you'll see here, he was set, but like you said, he took that, not a dive per se.
I like a no call on that. I like a
Exactly.
no call on that because both ways, I mean, you're rewarding a poor shot. And it looks like Freisteller had lost his footing, too.
Yeah, Chrysler definitely was going in looking for contact on that one.
I don't even think he touched him, actually.
Yeah,
so
with that, that's a great job running that back in the replay.
I mean, did he call him for the flop? Or because there wasn't any contact?
Yeah, great job pulling that one back out. Regardless, here we are with 4:17 left to go. Pioneer
job
down
by
by
Bell.
5.
Okay, Latham.
And a really slick finish by Latham.
A show and go. I like the finish, Mr. Latham.
It's up to Pioneer to break this high trap now.
Those quick hands out there by Moore. Oh, nice scoop there by Latham. Love that shot.
That's a Pioneer timeout, wisely taken. Rich Marion can take his guys off to the side, and we can talk about how are we going to break this press. Because there's so much pressure up top on these ball handlers and so much length from these Huron River Rat defenders. I really think that these guards for the Pioneers don't know where to go or what to do with it. But they need to bring their entire offense away from that basket.
Well, they barely got the ball over half court,
Right.
and it wasn't really thick pressure, that suffocating pressure that the River Rats can employ when needed.
No, and we've seen it on the defensive end prior to this as well. They're not up in somebody's grill. They're back. They're letting somebody make maybe one move, but still close enough where it's not a comfortable pass and there's nowhere for them to go.
It's almost like the Pioneers watched too much film. They saw how good this River Rat team is, and they're giving them a little bit too much respect. They got to go at them if they want to get back into this game because just a couple stops, we're only really 2 possessions away from a tie ball game.
Well, allegedly the Pioneers had some pretty strong practices this week. They were called, what did I write here? Choppy but physical.
Okay.
So the physicality is something that these Pioneers have been working on, and week by week they'll get there, but this is going to be a big test if they want to flex their muscles and flex their physicality.
Well, in Huron's own the SEC Red, right? So now this is where you get your bones and you sharpen your teeth when you're playing not just a crosstown rival, but somebody in your conference.
Uhas there with a great drive, just couldn't quite finish it. Another long three missed by Braylon
What a
Dickerson this time,
rebound
but
there.
great offensive rebound, and the River Rats maintain
And he
possession.
wants
They're
to
going to
rock
work it
it
around.
in, got too excited and took an extra step there. But Latham, love your energy right now.
Yeah, he's got some ups.
And now Rats look really big when they bring in DeBouye, and they have Latham on the court and a 6'5" Dickerson. This is the longest team that the Rats can employ.
And with that length, they've pulled away from that full court pressure. They're just going right back into their normal man-to-man defense.
Yeah, they're really making it difficult for Pioneer to get to the rim right now by packing it into the everybody's trying to keep a foot inside the key, it looks like. Wow, let him play, ref. This is the same ref that's calling these scratch head calls. I mean, that one was a really quick, it looked like a set screen, and he called a foul on it. He did move.
Madden Delaney, yep.
My bad. Yeah, that was a good call there.
And now the Rats take possession once again, up 27-20. Braylon Dickerson doing his best UTEP two-step, gets into the paint and finishes.
Oh, yeah. Shake to the loo or something like that, but that was the professor maybe. I'm going to drop as many names as I can from that because and one was fun, but it's only fun when you make it.
Dangerously close to a back and forth there for the Pioneers. They have, once again, having a real hard time just getting it out. No problem whatsoever for Miles Powell with the three. 23 Pioneer, 29 for the River Rats right now. Back within 6, Kevin. Just when you think Huron's starting to pull away.
And this is where the Pioneers want to get a turnover, a stop. Well, there goes that
No go, though. Another big three, answering three by T.J. Bell.
It is like Huron is in a boxing match, and every time that the Pioneers get a little bit close, they jab them.
Punch, counter punch.
That's a backcourt. Sorry, but you're right in front of us. That was an easy call for me to make.
That's a mental mistake by Miles Powell. He's got to know that he's over that timeline and then sending it back.
I mean, come on. I give you props if you're a junior or sophomore out there making that mistake, but you know where you're at on your home court.
And I wonder, looking at there, I wonder if he was trying to lead Sampa a little bit, but that's also a really dangerous proposition with all of that pressure up top.
Well, the possession before that, you said he almost did the same thing, and then it came to fruition right there on that play.
And that's exactly the type of play that high pressure, that high half-court defense will put on somebody in those mental mistakes that happen. Here's where Pioneer is at their best in transition, on the break, moving. Juhas misses off the high glass. Out to Sampa again. He's got his head on swivel looking for his man.
Rats get back, and now they're set their defense. It's tough now for Pioneer. You're right, out on the transition. Didn't like the shot there by Juhas, but they definitely needed to push the ball up court.
That was no-go by Powell. He just...
Well,
I truly believe he saw that rat coming down. Yeah.
Yeah, and he put his head down. It looks like that play before where he had the turnover is kind of lingering in his head.
Yeah, that could very well be. 36 seconds left here to go in this third quarter. This fast-paced game, Kevin. It's hard to catch your breath half the time.
Well, yeah, it's not a lot of scoring either. I mean, the scoring, it seems like one Huron scores, maybe Pioneer scores. I mean, the Rats are only sitting on, 11 points for this third quarter.
No, it's been strong defense on both sides. Here we see if McMore's going to run this one out. Goes up strong, draws the foul, and he'll be rewarded going to the line.
That was an interesting possession there, Nick, because Juhas is right in front of him, and him being more no help. No double team to get the ball out of his hands. They just allow him to break him down. And right there, you see coming into the play late was Delaney. And you know, he needed to come and try to get that ball out of Moore's hands faster, even though Moore doesn't convert the free throw.
I mean, the Reds still do have all of those players posting up down low, and I wonder if that was the idea, is just box in and don't let anybody get that shot from the paint. Moore hits his second one with 2 seconds left here. Let's see what the Pioneers can do. Nice little soft floater by Freisler. Can't get it to go. And we will end this third quarter with the River Rats up 10, currently up 33-23. Stick around. We've got lots of fourth quarter action. We don't know where this one's going to go. We'll see you back in a moment.
Ann Arbor is home to more than 150 parks. That's 150 reasons to get out and get active around town. In addition to more traditional parks, Ann Arbor has some unique amenities, like the Universal Access Playground, Ann Arbor Skate Park, and 2 disc golf courses, all free of charge. With all of this and more, Ann Arbor is sure to have something fun for everyone. Come out and see for yourself. Visit a2gov.org/parks or call 734-794-6230 for more information.
Welcome back, everybody, to CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. Thank you for sticking with us with this exciting SEC Red matchup. The River Rats up currently 33-23. Low scoring, an interesting pace to the game. It's not ugly. It's not bad. What we were just discussing at break was it's choppy. It's a choppy feel to the whole game.
Well, you know how they've taken the take foul out of the NBA to get the flow going? We need something to get the flow going in this game, because there's really not a lot of transition going, and it's really just a lot of good defense on both sides. Really good defense, man on both sides. Great job by Mac Moore to make things happen for him and finish that strong on the left-hand side. And Pioneer with just a little bit of pressure. You see Coach Casham on the side there telling everybody, get back, get back. Yeah, Moore can just do this all day long. Look at this crossover, though, here. He goes inside the lane and just finishes soft with the left hand. Really slick to split those two guys and confuse them and then get to the rack. He just always looks like he's in control. Yeah, that's a great assessment of it. He never feels out of control. It feels like he knows what's coming next. He moves at a really nice pace. Not very too smooth fast, all around. Yes. Another long three-point attempt, but some offensive rebound there. And that might be the thing that the Pioneers need to get moving. A nice offensive rebound, an easy bucket there. Now they need a stop. No go, though. Is that
Did you want to take over the Jeeps for me? I mean, that was spot on.
Mo Dumbuya with the finish, with the bucket. Sampa looking over at his coach, getting the play call, if you will. I'm really going to give 2 thumbs down to the Pioneer student section. The next time that we're here, they need to bring it. Right now, they haven't done anything to get their boys on to do anything. They're just sitting there watching the game like they're a parent. I mean, they're not even looking, they're not even talking about anything. Go, defense, nothing. And another strong finish by the Rats. Braylon Dickerson with another easy bucket. The Rats just have tons of paint points. I know they hit a couple of early threes in that first half, but they are just bent on getting down and getting easy, short buckets. That is what they're going for, and they are succeeding nicely. Freisler gets the ball poked away from him, off in transition, pulls his man in, and Dickerson just right there. Nothing you can do. These are the points that the Pioneers were getting early on in this game. Yeah, and to your point, Nick, all of their points are in the paint. I'm not seeing a lot of three-pointers. We've seen maybe 2 or 3 three-pointers out of the River Rats. No outside shots that are just falling out of the sky. They like to get the ball in the paint and muscle it into the basket. Love the way that Moore is involved again on that play coming down the court. No, we saw both Kiefers with a couple of 3 points early on, and you're right, that's it. That's been it. But that's the thing, as we've talked about pretty much this entire game, the Rats just are stronger. Yeah. They're taller, physical, but they're bigger and they're more physical. Why would you play a perimeter game when you can just muscle somebody down? You look over at those Pioneers, and it's not that they're scrawny, they just don't have this physical presence that the Rats do. And now coming down into the fourth quarter, that's going to be wearing you down. And Coach Cassim, he knows these guys. He's coached on the freshman team, the JV team. He knows his players very well.
Now the Pioneers really still, the ball is just being moved around the perimeter. The Huron defense just clogs up the paint where you don't have anybody that you can dump the ball into and then get the ball out for a three-pointer.
Yeah, I'd really like to see the Pioneers move. They're starting to do it now. Get some high screens up there. Get some of these big guys to set that pick and try to run a pick and roll off into a corner.
But Freisler, he is one of your better shooters. Why not post him up? Why not run some action with him down on the box?
Yeah, other than Christian, it doesn't seem like anybody's even trying to get on that block and call for the ball.
Bell with that swat away.
Dickerson ball handling, finds Mac Moore in the corner. Moore, long three. Bounce, but offensive rebound by Mo Dumbuya.
Strong rebound there.
And there you can see a block by the little guy, by TJ Bell. Love it when your point guard or your guard gets that block. I had probably a small handful.
He looks like one of the Ball brothers out there with that hairdo like that. Good look inside there by Moore. I swear Moore is really getting close to the triple-double. He's filling up the stat sheets.
Dumbuya do a really nice job of isolating down low, though, calling for that ball, and then making that spin in. Right off, kiss off the glass, gets it in for an easy bucket.
And then 16? Is it really? Wow.
And Huron has extended that lead. Kurt was 16, now it's 14, 41-27. And the River Rats are in no hurry to take the ball up the court. Mac Moore trying to find off that pick and roll. Dickerson slashes into the paint, but Freisler, rejection. Not to be deterred, though. Dickerson keeps
at it.
There's a lid
on the rim for Dickerson. Finally, right?
Finally, Dumbuya finishes off after several offensive rebounds for the Rats.
Yeah, that was a display of why Huron is winning this game on the offensive boards. I mean, they're quicker, they're faster, and they're longer.
Well, and Dickerson, also, he just wanted it. He wanted to keep finishing that. You can miss that first one and just give up on the play pretty easily. Just like, all right, well, I'll just kind of let him dog it back. But he kept fighting away at it, and he wasn't the only one.
No. I mean, he had other players down there balling with him. Dubaya, finished it. But, yeah, it was a good action. And it looks like, was that Moore maybe with the quick hands with the foul there?
Yeah, that last foul there, I believe, was probably on Kiefer.
You think it was on Kiefer? I was looking at Moore for the hand reach in, but either way.
Looks like Kiefer got him with body there.
Okay.
There you can see Pioneer once again, Coach Rich Marion, that very engaged Pioneer student section.
And it's been, since about maybe 2019 since the Pioneers came away with a dub against their rival.
Is that true? Is that right?
Yeah, I think when we had my guy Drew Lauder, Kason Pryor, over at Huron beating the River Rats. But since then, the Rats have only lost really one game in the SEC Red Conference, and that was their last game in conference last year to Dexter.
Well, and I feel like that really is more, it's less of an indictment on Pioneer and more of a feather in your cap for the Rats. They're good. They're coached well. They play hard. They've got a really nice program. And year after year, they're the team to beat in the SEC. It's been that way for a solid decade. It's not Pioneer's fault that they just can't match up with these squads for the River Rats.
Well, it's similar in football where Saline owns the SEC Red. Huron owns the SEC Red in basketball.
State champ runners up last year. TJ Bell, not TJ Ball.
I know. I want to call him a ball brother, though. He's got that look.
Oh, and a nice alley-oop to Justin Latham. Strong finish, exclamation point.
What a dime, though, by Makari Moore. I love the way he seems like he has fun setting up his teammates just as much as he does when he's finishing himself.
And just great communication. Here we'll see Moore comes around that corner. Latham busts in and finishes it strong. No backboard slapping on that one. just does it clean and comes back up the court. Great dunk, great play all around by the Rats.
I'm going to call him Baron Davis. That's who Moore reminds me of. I mean, because he does everything, a little bit of everything out there.
Came with the poke away there. Great defense, hustling back. Knocked that one away, snuck up on the Pioneer player.
Right now it's stat time for the River Rats.
Yeah, that's what Bell's thinking as he goes to the rim right along the perimeter there.
As a timeout just for the substitution to get some other bodies on the floor for the River Rats. Now
We're going to get a bunch of new Rats in there. Graham Baker, Christian Brown, Yassine Issa once again. We saw him earlier. Caleb Brown is out there now as well. With the Rats up 45-27, they've extended this to nearly 20 points. It feels like a blink of an eye, Kevin. It wasn't that long ago when we were talking about Pioneer hanging around, sticking around, counter-punching. There's been no counter-punch in the last 3.5 minutes.
No, after about 3 minutes into that third quarter, the Rats' defense really turned it up. And since then, it's just been difficult for the Pioneers to score.
Right, the River Rats have done an excellent job of getting rebounds, pushing the ball up court, which is what Pioneer was doing early on. Even in the half court, they're finding guys swooping in, flying in. We got alley-oops.
Well, and like the pokeaways you see, I mean, those add up. Pioneers only scored 13 points in the second half, and it's attributed to the Huron defense. That Huron what?
Yep, strong defense. We saw that high full court pressure really early on. They didn't stick with it. It was just something they threw at them for a minute to try to disrupt that offense, make things even more choppy, and it seemed to have a great effect.
And now for the Rats that don't get on the court that much, it's time to get a bucket in.
And indeed they do. That's Graham Baker, the junior with a big three-pointer.
Man, the bench went exciting for that shot. They loved it.
Poke away there by Kalen Brown to Baker once again. Baker pushes it up court quickly
Baker
to
wants
Elijah
to rock
Hayward.
Again. Give him the pill.
Quick hands by Pioneer. Here we can go back and take a look at that last Baker shot. He's sitting there in the corner. He's ready for it with a man in his face and finishes it.
Keeper was just all out of the seats.
They loved it on the bench. Loved it. More fast break points for the River Rats. 52-27. And Issa trying to stay in it, playing hard. Might have gotten him in the face, though.
That you're well up in the game. As he smiles and goes to the bench and gets 5. Looks like he left a little bit of a mark there, though.
Issa out Skylar Freck in right now.
Morgan Lyle.
Nice job. Gets in there. He might have got his claw in there right across his face.
He took a little bit too much skin on that.
He was excited. He was excited. I'm excited. 1:03 left to go here in this fourth quarter. The River Rats flexed those muscles, have shown why they're undefeated, have shown why they're one of the best teams in the state. 52-27 currently as the Pioneers are working it around. And 45 seconds to go here with the River Rats. Bring the ball up the court, looking around, trying to find their man, but still running a really slick offense. Long three-pointer there by Skylar Freck. Doesn't go. Rebound by the Pioneers. They continue to push. They continue to try to play that fast break offense. No changes for the Pioneers. And that's really what you want. Even if a lot of these kids are the deeper end of your bench, these are meaningful minutes against other high school players. So the fact that they're giving it their all and they're sticking with the program and getting a bucket to top, Hussein Kandi there to finish that one off. Now 30 for the Pioneers, 52 River Rats. And that will do it for this game here in the SEC Red. An exciting back and forth battle, punch, counter punch, until the cream eventually rose to the top and the River Rats pulled away in this fourth quarter. finishing off 52-30. Stick around, we'll have Kevin Bryant with our key player of the game momentarily.
And welcome back to the CTN Sports Game of the Week. I got a key for the key player of the game. Mac Moore, that was an awesome game. Can you tell me a little bit about how you're dribbling and going through and finding not just scores for yourself with 12 points, but also finding players on your team?
Yeah, I think it's just like all about my teammates' success. Like I put them first before anything, so that's what I like to do.
Now, you're only a sophomore, but you're the captain of the squad. What does that responsibility feel for you?
It's a big responsibility, but I've been preparing for it my whole life, so it's pretty easy. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, 12 points, many assists, and many steals out there. Our key player of the game, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin, and thank you to everyone that makes this production possible on the floor and up in the crowd. We've got on camera Mike Koski, Tim Nagai, and Mo El Masri. On audio replay, Jackson Gorland and director Rob Cross. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. For Kevin Bryant, I'm Nick Wisniewski. We'll see you all next time for CTN's Game of the Week.
You know what's to keep on the top shelf besides the goals?
What's that, man?
Peanut butter.